Welcome you to what the been island. Yeah, I drink babies for silence. I welcome you to for silence. I drink babies for silence. Welcome you to a for silence.
Well, let's get started then.
Okay, yeah, however you want to intro it.
All right, so, alrighty guys, welcome to an amazing episode of Around the Loop, Season 2, actually, and I got a legendary person with me today. I've been spoken to him, or actually, people have been speaking to him about me, or my bad, I got it messed up. Let me go back. So, I'm really excited with this gentleman. Reason being is a lot of artists that I've actually interviewed, they've all spoken of you.
Okay.
Highly of you, actually.
Yeah.
So now that I have this opportunity to actually have you on the mic, you know, I really appreciate you for being on the show.
Hell yeah, man.
And today we have no other than Jakob John with Soul Shakedown Studios. And thank you so much for being on the episode today.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you for having me, man. Shout out, bro, from Around the Loop.
Thank you.
I mean, I always... Once I found out you're from North County and shit, like I love being here and supporting shit from North County and shit. So I'm always gonna be super attentive and like try to pull up if ever I can, or you know what I mean, have y'all pull up on me and like just set it up in my schedule. So I'm glad we was able to make it happen today.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's an honor. It's a privilege, and thank you for giving me a tour of your studio. It's a phenomenal studio. I'm just in awe with everything, just capturing everything that you have. I'm just like, wow, I can see how much time and effort you put into every single thing.
Yeah, man.
So I know it took a lot of work.
Yeah. It's been years. Mm-hmm. It definitely didn't happen overnight. I can tell you that much.
So let's talk a little bit about the process of your studio build a little bit. So sure. How did it all begin? Where did this idea begin? Like, how did this happen?
So I mean, I guess it all started for me. I was in a band, like just like after school homies type stuff. You know what I mean? Like. It was like a rock, blues, reggae type band. We did that for a while. I was in that band for probably 8 years.
Oh, nice.
And I did a lot of the writing, but I played bass guitar. But I wrote a couple songs on like, because I played guitar as well, and then drums and keyboard and stuff. So I was writing a couple of the other songs too. But yeah, and then things happened with the band, and then I kind of was like already kind of drifting towards making beats as well, and I would make like references for the band. The same way I make beats now. So I was already getting comfortable with the softwares, with Ableton and stuff. And then, like, I ended up just, like, my homie, he had a computer. Or I would pull up to my friend's house, and I would, like, pull up to his house with my bass and my guitar. And I would literally make beats at his crib. Like, that was before I even had my own computer type shit. And then I would just pull up to his house, and then they would rap on it. And then, like, one of my other friends, he ended up giving me a computer and was like, bro, like, you should really start making beats.
Oh, that's like the beginning there.
Yeah, like, because I didn't, like, bro, like, for me, like, I didn't really come from much like that. So, like, like, I never had a music class, ever in my entire life. I never had no type of teacher to teach me anything. So, like, I kind of had to learn everything, like, either just from homies or just from people that was around or whatever it was. Yeah. So like honestly, like that fool giving me that computer, bro, like I like.
Do you remember the computer?
Yeah, I do. I still have it, bro. I still have it. It's a dinosaur. It's like a 2003 MacBook, bro. It's a dinosaur, but like
that's the beginning right there.
Yeah, bro, that was the beginning, and then after that one, my parents bought me like a really like shout out my parents. Like they did what they could, but it wasn't a good computer, you know. It was like a really shitty like HP. I made that thing work for a little bit until I actually like I ended up quitting the band, and then I started the studio in my parents' garage type shit. And then like that was where I started Soul Shakedown. But like I had already created the name and the logo and all that when I was in the band. So then once I quit the band, I kind of like knew where I wanted to go, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna start working with artists now, and then like have people pulling up on me. But at that time, I was a full-time cook too.
I see.
So I was working in the restaurant. For like, I would work in the restaurant from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. and then get home, and then I would sleep for like an hour or two, maybe like 3 hours. And then I would wake up, and then I'd do the studio until midnight, 2 a.m. just in my parents' garage every night, charging $10 an hour, like just to get people in there, and then giving them free beats too, like just doing whatever I could.
Yeah, just to network and get everybody's attention. Just to network,
just to like, just to get people to rap on my beats, just to hear it, you know what I mean? Just to learn, like just to like figure out how frequencies worked and how to work with artists and all that kind of shit. And I have probably had my fair share a couple times, like of like artists kind of burning me with the studio. Like
Yeah,
at
so
first,
let's talk about some of the.
yeah,
That
at
happens.
first, yeah, no, it happens, bro. Like honestly, one of my first artists who I was investing a lot. Like when I first quit the band, there's artists I put all my time and effort into. Like every day we was in there working. Like bro was super talented too, and then like some shit just happened, and then like literally we ended up just never talking about it, and then he just deleted all the music we ever did and like some of our biggest songs, and then all of a sudden like, it was just gone. Like you feel me? And I'm just like, damn, like that's crazy. And then like for me, like I was just like, all right, well now I gotta start all over again.
Yeah.
And then like I've had that happen to me multiple times, but like it's hard though, cause like it's hard. The part that's hard about that is trying to not let that shit change you.
Okay, so yeah, that's something I wanted to talk to you, because like the whole rejection and things failing and shit like that, like yeah, learning how to handle that. So like, cause,
yeah,
that's half the battle. Half the battle is it's just learning how to handle it.
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. So like at first, like At first, I could tell I was super outgoing. I'd be, "What's up, bro? How's it going?" I would be all the time, and then I would notice that like people would take my energy for granted, and then they would like use me. You know what I mean? So now I'm just a lot more like sacred with my energy, and I choose very wisely who to give that to, and then I don't do it all at once. Now I like ease into it, but I've learned how to just control my energy now. It was really hard for me at first because I would just get excited and I'll just be in the room. I'll be like, cool, we're with this artist. Like, I'm about to make a beat. Like, you would just get excited and you'd be about to make a hit. And then it's like, now they're trying to take advantage of you because they think you're so excited to make the song that you don't need any money. You don't need no splits. You don't need none of this. And it's like, nah, bro, I'm hyped, but like, I got to eat off this at the same time too. So like, it gets hard sometimes. You know what I mean? Trying to find the right people to build with. You know what I mean? But it's really just trial and error and like trusting the red flags, because like I think the first couple times when I would work with people, I would notice the red flags, but I would try to work through it. Like I would be like, nah, it's good. Like I would be like, nah, I know them. Like they're not like that. Yeah. And I would never like take the red flags for what they were. And then like now I notice, so like as soon as something happens that I don't like, speak on it, be very direct, and like don't beat around the bush. You know what I mean? Like that shit is super important, bro. Honestly, just like communication
is like, key. It really is. It truly is, because if you don't speak about what's bothering you or what's wrong, and you're just holding it in, it's never gonna get fixed. It's never gonna get fixed.
So that shit gets really hard. I'm not gonna lie. Just being able to communicate with people, and like it was hard for me because I'm an outgoing person, but I'm not open. If that makes sense. Like I like to talk to people, but I don't really like to tell people what I got going on or like what's happening in my life, or you know what I mean? Like I'm not really like that. So like it takes like warming up for me to be like that. And like I think a lot of people kind of expect me to be a certain way right off the rip. And it's like, man, like I wish I could be with you like that right away, but like it takes time for me to kind of warm up. You know what I mean?
And that's understandable.
Like, yeah, and like honestly, like I never wanted to be like that. Like I wish I could just always be like super chill and what's up, man? How's it going? Like I hope like, but like it's hard, bro. Like and then like shit, I'm here 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. I've been seeing that from time to time. I'm like, wow. So trying to like retain that energy all the time, like to a degree, it just starts to feel weird, or like it feels ingenuine.
I was gonna say, it almost feels a little fake.
Yeah, no, it's for sure starts to feel fake. You feel me? So it's like that's why I try to be more laid back, more with artists. Like even if there's an artist in the room that I really want to work with, I might not say something with them until the end of the session now. Like, like you know what I mean? Like I've learned to kind of like chill. Like instead of like, yo, what's up, bro? How's it? Like try to start that like right away. Like, no, like don't. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's better to kind of like sit back. And like if things that are supposed to happen, they will. Like you know what I mean? Like I see. And like the simple little sayings like that. That shit's true as hell. I'm not gonna lie, but. Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie that there's been multiple times where I felt like it like that like just working with artists and then that shit crumbling or that shit getting into like a weird state, that shit will for sure fuck with you, and you're like, damn, like I don't even know why I keep investing all this time.
It does. It hurts, and that's what people have to understand. Like you working at such a caliber, people forget that you are human too. For sure. That you are a person too. For sure, exactly. Not just everything you do on top of what you run. It's you're human. You got feelings too, and it's like you got to respect your time. You got to respect who you are as a person. If they're not doing that, it's like Yeah, it's stressful. You start wasting energy and it's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard at first too, because even with the band, it's like we started out as just homies. Like I started the band with people who I would like, because I started out skateboarding for real.
Oh, that's
like
cool.
that's how I got into music, was all through skateboarding. Like the people who I started my band with, I met at the skate park.
Oh, that's
so
dope.
like I was a sponsored skater growing up. I was actually sponsored by Surf Ride in Oceanside.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I had done like a couple demos out there. Like I was skating for a long time. Like that's what I did, was skateboard.
What was your spots you like to skate?
Oh, bro, I like
spots or.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we're in the mecca of skateboarding, to be honest. Like, especially even in like SoCal, like Oceanside, all that shit, Carlsbad. Like, there's so many good spots around here. But I like downtown San Diego a lot. Like, I like a lot of like the DIY spots, like Washington Park in San Diego. That's probably one of like the best skate spots, and it's because it's built by skateboarders, not built by a company. You know what I mean?
So like, it's like it's exactly specified, tailored for you guys.
You feel me? Like I really fuck with the DIY built skate parks that like skaters have built for their community that a community couldn't do for them. True. And like and then they get legal, and then like they become the skate park. Like that's the kind of shit I would love. You know what I mean? Like
that's badass.
That's so cool for the community, and like it like bro, honestly, skateboarding saved me. I feel like I would have been a completely different person if it wasn't for skateboarding. Like,
so let's talk about that. Like, what inspired you to get into skateboarding? What do you remember that time? Do you remember a memory that you can recall?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just younger, and then like I was always into kind of like extreme sports. I guess as a kid, I learned how to dirt bike when I was 4 years old.
Oh, that's badass.
At 4 years old, I was dirt biking. I was riding bikes. I was doing all this shit, and then just I was hanging around with people that were older than me a lot of the times too, and then they got into skateboarding, and then they ended up just not really doing shit. I'm like, all right, well, let me go find people my age, and then I just got more and more into skateboarding, and then like I would see how skateboarding kind of got more into like drugs, more into like people like doing all types of shit outside of school. Like that shit got bad. You feel me? And like trust me, bro, I got into that too. Like. But I also, skateboarding got me back out of it. You feel me? Like, and like I've had friends that like I grew up with, unfortunately, that got addicted to like hard drugs. Yeah. You feel me? And like I never like went down that road, but like that's just like from the skate park. You know what I mean? And it's just like that shit's weird, but I always liked skateboarding because it felt like it was such a sense of community. You know what I mean? With everyone, like it was never like a fucking what race are you, or what's your religion, or like nothing. No, like it's like how can you skate, bro? Like are you cool? Like are you gonna come in here with a good vibe? Hell yeah, bro, you my homie, have a good day. Like and that's it. Like you know what I mean? And it's so cool like that. Like and that's, I think that transcends to music for me. You know what I mean? Because like that's like my music mentality is like my skateboarding mentality is like go for it, fail until you land it the 18th time, and then you roll. You know what I mean? And that's skateboarding. Like that's true. You fall down, you get fucked up. Like bro, I broke this arm 3 times. Like I got a bump right here forever. My elbow's over here. You know what I mean? Like
ooh. So what happened with that incident?
Bro, I literally broke this 3-4 times skateboarding. Like I've done falling down so many times in my life, bro. But like it's how you get up that matters. You feel me? And like that mentality with skateboarding has transcended with me into music. True. And it's how I work with artists. And like that's what I was talking about. It's like shit doesn't work out. Whatever, I fell down. Damn, I ate shit on this one. This one feels like a broken arm. This one feels like a broken limb. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes months to heal.
It does. Sometimes
that shit doesn't heal overnight. But it's the same thing where like I can kind of use that mentality, you know what I mean, that I had with skateboarding. It was just like, don't give up until you've landed it over and over. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know, I kind of like that shit. Like, it just makes me feel like there's just always more to get. Yeah. Like, even my favorite people that I look up to in music, bro, like Flea, like from Red Hot Chili Peppers. He plays bass from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's one of my favorite musicians. Because I played bass in a band. So I know, like... Bro, I'm a real music junkie. I can name like bandmates. You know what I mean? Like I can name like band members. Like I've seen Flea live. I've seen Red Hot Chili Peppers live. But one of my favorite things he says is he's always been a student of music. And like people will be like, so how long did it take you to master music? He's like, oh, master music? I'm not a master of nothing. I'm a student of this. I come in here every day ready to learn. And he's a multi-million dollar, I don't know how many records on Grammy. You know what I mean? And it's like, that shit is like how I try to walk into here every day. It's like people are like, oh, well, you got all these rooms, you got all this shit. Like, what's next? It's like, man, I'm learning. What are you talking about? I built my classroom. I built where I could walk in and learn every day. People's emotions, people's energies, people's vibes, create, how to I don't know, like how to get your energy into a song, and then to where you feel like you've gone through almost a therapy session to the point when you're done.
I like
with
that.
it.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
That's nice.
Like that's really how when people would come here, like they're coming here battling a lot of shit, bro. Like
True.
they're coming here battling shit happening at home, like family life, maybe a love life. They're battling a lot of shit, bro. Like, so like this is how people get their output, is like in music, and like that's how they talk about shit, like that they wouldn't talk about in a normal conversation. So for us, it's just trying to make a safe space for people to feel comfortable enough to like to share that, and then make their art sound good to where they want to share those thoughts that they would never share with someone else to them because they sound so good.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
no, I do.
Like I think like there's something in that's like so crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
no, that's honestly right there. That's almost like a you got a purpose from, like, you know, I ain't trying to, I don't know how religious people are, but you know, it's like almost a purpose from the Lord. You got a purpose, and for you it's therapy, but you do it through music, and that's how you can help people, you know, alleviate whatever they're going through, or even just forget about what's going on outside these doors.
Absolutely.
And that means the world to that individual. So for you to do that, that's amazing. That's a gift. That's a gift.
I think there is definitely a really big higher power. It's actually really cool. Just the other day, I just recorded this girl. She's like a 14-year-old girl. She comes here with her dad. Her dad calls me every time, and then she'll call and she'll be like, "Hey, can I just get an hour?" And I'm like, "I have a 2-hour minimum. You know, I'm not normally doing 1 hour." And she's please, and it's like she calls a studio phone. I'm like, all right, I feel so bad. Like, you know what? Like, effort, though. She's putting in the effort. And for me, I never had something like that. Like being a kid around here, like. I never had a studio I could go to and do a song for a school project. Like, that sounds crazy to me. And she literally came here yesterday with her dad. Right after we did our podcast yesterday, I recorded them for an hour.
That's awesome.
And it was just so cool. And like, this song was about like phytoplankton or something. And it's just like, it's literally a science project.
Oh, that's cool.
So like,
that's really neat.
The whole song, like, she already has all the lyrics written. She comes in and like, she always wants to make a beat with me, but I'm like, I don't know if your dad has the budget for that. I'm not doing that for free, but like, let's download you a beat real quick off YouTube. I'll look up, I'll be like, what's your favorite artist? She was like, Ariana Grande and Selena Gomez type stuff. You know, and I looked up Selena Gomez, fun kid type beat. I played it for them. The dad's like, that's perfect. Cool. Downloaded it. I recorded it. And like, there's something in that where it felt so wholesome for me. Like, the whole time I was smiling. And the kid's not it's a 14-year-old kid. They're not like a talented artist, but like, they're in there trying their hardest. They're going for it. They're having the time of their life. They came with their siblings, so like, it was two sisters that were in there together. They'll never forget that
moment. They'll never forget their sister being in the studio. That you were there. They'll never forget the man behind the whole thing.
It was so cool. I was so grateful for the whole thing, and I'm like, bro, this is like the type of shit that I love to do, and like, this is the type of shit that I do this for. You know what I mean? Like, yes, sir. I like it. I charged them $70 for the hour. Like, that's not nothing. Like, but the memory that's gonna have for me, forever. For them, for everyone, like, yeah, like you said, that's some shit that that's the type of shit that, like, for the studio, it really holds true to me. Like, we also just did a class recently with High Tech High.
Oh, really? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we had 50 kids from the school come here.
Wow.
Yeah, and then so you saw all the rooms. How we did it was we fit 12 kids in the A room and then 12 kids in the B room, and we just put rows of seats up and took all the tables out and put, like, I got a bunch of fold-up chairs, and I put them all into there. And then we did basically 2 classes for the day. So the first 25 came for 2 hours, and then they switched with the other 25. And it was me and my other producer, and shout out Fully, cool. Man. We did a whole class for the kids, bro, and it was literally one of the most wholesome things ever. One of the kids.
That was your first time?
That was one of our first times doing that was my first time ever in a class for music, and I was teaching it in my studio.
So how does that make you feel? It's like, bro, you haven't done the class yourself, but you're the one that's educated now.
I was literally saying it to the class, and it almost made me like tear up, bro, on some
for real.
Yeah, like, because it just felt like all the hard work. You feel me? Like, all this plan, like, something's gonna happen like that you would never expect, that's gonna make it feel all worthwhile. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know, bro. That's the kind of shit that we, like, I don't know. I really do that. Like, of course I do this for the artists. Of course I do this for the community. But like, it all starts with the youth, right? And like people always talk about why LA and San Diego are so different. And I'll tell you right now, it's because we don't have any school programs that teach the youth music.
That is true. I've noticed that because it's heavily bad. In LA. I've seen that a lot. It's
so bad. No one talks about that. No one wants to like bring that up as the point of problem, but like I'm kind of been saying it, and now it's just like I've noticed now even my high school I went to, they just put a whole music program in there, and I'm like, okay, so now it's starting to come through. But that's the reason why San Diego's never had huge celebrities, right? There's a reason why we've never had, like, we have a Nick Cannon, we have a Rob Stone,
yes sir,
and then we have Bishop, of course, but Bishop is like right there where it's like
Desi too,
and we got Desi. There's celebrities, but like there's people that see them that are like, oh, they're just from the city, and it's not the same. Right, so like, why can't we have a celebrity from? Like, 100%. I see Bishop as a celebrity. Yeah, I see 100%. Them as a celebrity. Like, I see 100%. Bishop every time. I'm like, bro, you the next Ice Cube. He always laugh. I'm like,
he doesn't feel it, but it's like it's 100%
bro, you're
true.
Like he, in my opinion, he's gonna be an actor. I could see him in movies. I'm
looking forward to him doing this shit. Films,
bro. He can do everything.
He's a character for sure.
He can do everything, bro.
And he's got phenomenal talent,
and he's got the right mindset. That's
I've been hearing a lot about him too.
That's the most important part, bro.
And that's key.
It's the mindset. If someone just feels like they can just, like, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I really fuck with him. Like, he's really cool, and he's not he's never come in here been like trying to prove anything. And one of my opinion, he's probably one of the bigger artists that's ever been here. And he comes in the most humble, the most chill, the most cool, the most ready to work, and I'm like, bro, I love it. Like,
and that's setting the example, and that should set the example for everybody right there. It's like, you should be ready, you know, willing to work, you're ready. Like,
and it's so funny because I've worked with so many artists, and like the only artist that's ever put me in one of their music videos that I did with them was Bishop. Like, interesting. I'm literally in the music video.
I was actually about to ask you that.
Like, I'm in, like, and I'm not really in a lot of other artists' music videos like that. And like, he's like, yo, we're shooting today. Pull up. Like, I told him I wanted to be in the background. I'm like, I don't want to be in the main. I was like, let me just skate across in the background. Like, you know what I mean? Like a little thing like that. And he's like, no, you're going to be right here and we're going to have a conversation and then we're going to drive I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I didn't know what was happening until I got there. And then they're all directing me and shit. And I'm like, dude, this is dope.
It's like, the first music video you've done?
Like,
that's awesome.
I've been behind the scenes in countless.
But for you to actually be in it and part of it, like,
and for him to want me to do it, I'm like, and for one of the biggest music videos that I've ever produced on, I'm in it. What? That's crazy to me.
Dream come true right there.
You know what I mean? So it's cool, bro. Like, he's always been that guy. You know what I mean? Super humble, super down to earth, and I think that San Diego needs to start seeing our people as celebrities, right? And I think we need to start treating them like that since at a young age. And I think we don't have we've never had like a child prodigy of music, right? Like, we've never had like this kid's, like, LA's, they've had, I couldn't even count how many.
The list goes on.
The list goes on. They've got Bow Wows, they've got they got hundreds and hundreds of millions of stars, right? And I can tell you right now, I've seen people around here that are 15 years old that can sing better than certain Mariah Carey live videos I've seen. You know what I mean? Like,
no, for sure.
And it's just like, we just like almost are like, yeah, that's cool, later. And it's like, man, I would love for us to be able to have more shine and more spotlight.
And that's the thing with this with this whole podcast with Around the Loop is to go out there, and my purpose was to share the talent of Oceanside, Vista, Carlsbad, around the cities and stuff like that. And
North County too.
And it's just to show that love. And there's so much talent. All these phenomenal artists that I've been interviewing. Yeah. Some are super young. Some are 17 up to a lot older, and it's just, they start so young, and it's like you invest them there and you see that talent, it's worth it, because in a couple years, in 4 or 5 years, when they're booming big, it's like it's all worth it.
Yeah,
and I agree with that.
So it's crazy, but I really do want to get more, like, just to even kind of circle back to what I was talking about before with like the classes. Like, I think it all stems to that. Like, it all stems to, like, because we grow up with people, and then all of a sudden they're famous, and all of a sudden they're big, right? And then like, it's hard for us to understand that, like, that's a celebrity now. We know a celebrity, right? It's just hard for us to understand that. Like, but at the end of the day, like, there's people from around here that are playing. Like, bro, I went to school with someone that's in the NFL.
Me too, actually.
Like,
I have to actually. It's pretty interesting.
Like, I went to elementary school, middle school, and high school with someone who literally plays. He's one of the star NFL players now, Fred Warner.
Oh, that's amazing.
For the 49ers. Like, that's crazy. Like, there's so many people from around here that have literally gone to reach and do the craziest, biggest shit that we could dream of. Like, even if I was to tell myself 10 years ago half the shit that I've been able to do now, I don't know if I would believe it. You know what I mean? True. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's crazy, but at the same time, it's cool, and I do give you hella credit on doing and creating another podcast, because I that's why I wanted to join, bro.
Appreciate
it's important,
you,
like, for us to be able to sit with each other. You know what I mean? I might fuck around and have you come and join our podcast.
I would love that, honestly. That'd be my first invite. I would be honored to do it.
No, for sure. Like, I'm trying to, like, that's what this shit's all about, bro. It's North County, and like, we got to keep building this, and not just North County, San Diego in general. You know what I mean? Like, we don't really have there's no boundaries like that. Yeah. Like, there's only a couple platforms that that kind of reach that, and then even then, it's like we don't have like a no jumper. We don't have like we don't have anything like that, like a huge media platform where you get on it and then everyone from the city knows about you. We don't have that. No. Like, we're like LA, I couldn't tell you how many they have. They got Bootleg Kev, they got like Community, Back on Fig, like Fig Community World, Duno's podcast, like, bro. We gotta have that here. It's like, why don't we? There's have that like here? Like, even the media, like, bro, like you should be a star. Like, you feel me? I'm working on it, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying though. Like, all this shit is like, I hope that like us coming together and like bringing this shit to light is gonna kind of like help people's opinion change on that a little bit, because it's like, appreciate that. And we all come from the same area, but that should give us more of a reason to push each other, not less. True. No, true, and we should be helping each other grow instead of tearing each other down. Because I've told that to numerous people before. It's like you're so focused on yourself, and it's like you forget sometimes there's people there. Other people are having the same goals as you, so it's like, why not work together? If there's a video or a song that can elevate both you guys, and at a business, you got to start seeing it from a business standpoint. If you're seeing it's gonna help you guys out, then do it. Why not? Yeah. Sometimes you got to put your pride to the side. Exactly, bro. So I think it's super important. Like, even in LA, like you were just saying, like, bro, people come together for a check. People in LA, they come together for a check. Like, they put their differences aside. Money They'll talks. Still see each other whenever they see each other, and no one's saying that there's not no dispute. We get it, but at the same time, they come together for that check. That's like that's how like the Wu-Tang Clan was created, pretty much. I mean, they're all from different parts, and when they got together, it's all about the money. That's the biggest difference. That's key. So, and I think that's the one thing that is the difference about San Diego is we got a lot of people that are pretty hard-headed. Yeah, in the nicest way. No, and it's not the most polite. It's polite. That's as polite as we're saying it too. Yeah, like, respectfully. Yeah, like, I don't got no problems with nobody, but at the end of the day, like, we can get money together and go our separate ways. There's a reason why there hasn't been San Diego Cyphers yet. I've been thinking about that the other day. On my way to work, I was like, man, I've been seeing Cyphers in LA. I've been seeing Cyphers here and there, and I'm like. We were going to put one together for a while. I was in talks with a couple guys. I was in talks with 88, and we were going to put one together. It kind of just came to the point where we need to do it still. I think we just need to do multiple episodes. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. To make it happen to where I can get everyone as involved as much. Because it's not going to happen to where I can get, like, everyone in one room, like at least like the top guys, like that's not gonna happen. So no, but I could maybe do episodes. That'd be cool. You know what I mean? And do parts with everyone, because it is what it is at that point, and I would never try to force someone into a situation that they don't feel comfortable. No, true, and that's the first point, is making them comfortable. And at the end of the day, I was also saying this has got to be a safe space. So 100%. That's also my main thing. Is I work with everyone I work with, and I know everyone, you know what I mean? We're all battling demons. We're all battling everything. But I would never create a situation where someone's running into someone else. Or put you in a bad I would never do something like that knowingly, right? Like, that's not something that we, like, coming from a studio, I know, he's having a session. Okay, well, let's move this one later. Move this one. Let's move. You know what I mean? Yeah. I try to do what I can to make sure at least people don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, to feel some type of way, because they'll think that, oh, he's trying to set me up. And it's like, no, I have nothing to do with it. I'm sorry. It's my scheduling, my bad.
And it's also
maybe happen. Who knows?
And there's 3 studios and a media room and a podcast space.
That's true. That's the whole floor.
You know what I mean?
Pretty
so
much.
it gets busy.
It does.
Yeah, on Fridays, Saturdays, Sunday. Like last night, bro, there was 4 sessions going on at the same time.
All damn. Okay.
Same time. 4 different rooms going. Everything's getting used.
And you oversee everything at the same time, or how does that work?
It depends. I have a big team here.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay,
yeah,
that's good.
So like that's the one thing that makes everything work. Shout out my whole team here. Like shout out Givens, shout out Costello. That's like those are my 2 main guys right here that kind of help me oversee everything. Costello, he's actually from Brazil.
Really?
Yeah, he grew up in Brazil till he was 16 years old, and
oh wow.
Dude, that's how we've gotten some of our biggest placements. One of my biggest songs I ever produced is all in Portuguese. Like,
oh, that's badass.
It's crazy, man. So, it's super dope. We're just a huge melting pot. You know what I mean? Like, I love it. Like, we're everyone that just wants to work hard and loves to do what they do. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And like, I think, like I was saying, the skateboard community, it transcends to me with here. And it's just, we're open arms to anyone that loves music.
That's true. If you're willing to work and put that effort,
yeah,
that makes sense.
You know what I mean. So that's the most important part. You know what I mean. But yeah, bro, that's super cool. Like, honestly, I'm just grateful for it. Like to be able to be in such a position, and I try to do everything I can to make sure you know what I mean, longevity. Because I've been here for we're going on 5 years in here now. Going on for 5 years in this building. And every single kind of year, we've kind of gotten more and more or
upgraded along the way,
grown. So like that's always been really nice, you know what I mean? Like I can just kind of see it keep on growing and kind of keep on doing its thing. So I love that for the studio and for everyone that's involved in it. Yeah, and we like I said, we have a huge team, bro. We got like 10 people here. Like
that's amazing. So how did you go about building your team? Like, because if you started by yourself, or you must have started by yourself. At one point, did you say I need help? When did you start making that decision?
I mean, I guess at first it was like kind of just me and Costello building it at first, and then we had a couple guys kind of start in and out. Like, the studio's kind of always been a revolving door. Like, it's hard for everyone to keep a consistent job with music and be, like you said, we're also humans. So like, life is life.
Yeah, it happens.
You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. So like a lot of the people who I've created the studio with, or like we've started, maybe they have a kid now and then they didn't have the time to be able to like be here as much as possible. And then the money that you're making from the studio kind of slows down because you're not as accessible here. And then it's just like you know what I mean? And it's no hard felt to the person. Like, I hope you be a great dad. I have the most upright respect for you and I love you.
And
you know what I mean?
And that matters a lot.
Exactly. And that's where it's hard is like people, I think, forget that like we literally are just all human. And like we're all battling like so much shit. So, it gets really hard. You know what I mean? But
100%.
Like, I think the one thing that's nice is having a team. So it's like you have people to go to. You have a community of people you can talk to if you need them.
Yes, sir.
It makes it that much better for sure. Like, I think it's huge. Like, even one of my guys, like, we try to not bring the energy into the studio, but maybe we'll go outside and go talk about it. And then we'll come back.
It's good to talk.
You know what I mean?
And honestly, that's really good to talk because learning how to talk it out is important. A lot of people, a lot of men don't know that we get taught like, oh, bottle in, be a man, whoop-de-whoop.
No, for sure.
And it's like, no, you need to learn how to express. You need to learn how to talk, communicate, and that's important.
And you don't gotta invent in front of everybody. Like, even the other day, like it was me and 4 producers in the room. We went to go pick up some fucking food. On the way, he just kind of like started telling me, and I'm like, bro, good. You need someone to talk to. Like, he's like, bro, my bad. I don't mean to just. And I'm like, no, it's not your bad. Why do we, like you said, why do we feel like it's our fault to just talk about our feelings? Like, that's crazy. Like,
that's something that,
just to be like, damn, like, I'm battling this. Oh, my fault. Why'd I even tell you that? Like, that's crazy. Like, why is it your fault to tell me how you feel? Like, no, like,
true.
You're granted that, bro. Tell me that. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
So, and like it's cool too because we're to a point now like we try to like not bring it into the studio like so like if we do talk about it, we'll go outside, we'll go smoke, we'll go for a drive. Like,
nice.
But then when we come back here,
You got to be locked in. It's time
to
to work.
be locked
it's a
in.
work
We got to
mode.
keep
Yes,
the
sir.
energy sacred here. We got to keep. But it's almost like, it's crazy. You forget how powerful your words are. And once you speak about negative stuff, it can create an entirety.
Oh, it manifests into something
aura,
else.
and it just turns into something crazy. So
I agree 100%. I've seen it happen in front of me.
So it's super important, I think, to know the power of your words. You know what I mean? And yeah, because even like us with here, bro, like we'll come in here and we're going through stuff, right?
True.
But we'll bring it up in the studio room, and then it's hard to go from there, right? Because after that, now we have to go smoke. Now we have to do this. But then the whole time we're doing that, we're still just talking about that. And then when we come back into the room, the energy's still in there. That's not right.
Yeah, see, that's like, okay.
That's when it gets hard. So, like, it's like, I love that, like, the homie kind of waited until we left to talk about it. Because then when we came back, it was like, no, we're good. Time to refresh. Now we got food. You know what I mean? We went through it all. We're good. You know what I mean? I think that's important. Is like, know your sacred space and know to not tarnish that and know how to keep that space sacred. Because there's been times here where everyone comes in here, right? And they're like, bro, this place is, the energy's here is insane. Like, I could just feel the energy.
No, I was about to say the same thing. I can make the same comment. It's phenomenal. It's peaceful.
Like, and it's nice. Like, you could feel that there's been artists here, but it's not, at the same time, it's not trying to be something it's not. And that's what I love about this studio. And that's what I love about the artists that come here. And that's what I love about our community is, like, we're all stars, but we're also all human. And we know how to, like, draw that line and then also battle with those, you know, the demons and the angels at the same time or together. And, you know what I mean? Go through it as a team. And, like, that shit is hard. Like, and it still comes back down to communication, bro. True. Like, it comes back down to not letting shit bottle up. It comes down to being able to express exactly how you feel to someone and not be a dick about it.
Yeah, it's
so hard.
It is hard.
Like, hey, yo, my boy, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't really like that one move, but I'm going to tell you, and I have the most upright respect for you. And that right there means more
than not saying anything at all.
Than not saying anything, and then
hearing about it,
and then resentment starting to build up, and then oh damn, my brother. Now I just feel tension, and now it just feels weird, and now I can't even be in the same room, and now it's just and then it just builds into something that it was just like totally not.
100%.
And then it all comes back down to, bro, that one fucking time. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, it is. See, the thing with the whole communication, I love how you said that because I've been, I say it myself. I've been going through some stuff too personally, and it's like communicating is key. So it's like with the other individual, I had the little small dilemma with. It's like I communicated with that individual, told him like, hey, you need to reiterate what you said. Like, you're going off the charts. It's not okay, but that individual just kept getting upset because I wasn't feeding them the same energy. And it was weird at that point. It's like I had to take it from a different perspective, more of a wise perspective. It's like, okay, am I going to feed him the same energy? Or am I going to talk to him wisely and he's going to eat his own shit like that? And unfortunately, he did. So I understand, like, yeah, no, I feel you on that. Exactly. It's important.
No, it's the hardest thing, and I think something that we all battle with. It's really hard to try to, like, really see it from the other people's point of view, too. And, like, really, like, you're like, nah, they're not going through shit. Like, bro, like, you never know, really, what someone's battling.
You can't, you can't predict, like.
So, like, that's
tell people that
exactly.
You gotta be careful.
So it gets really careful, and it gets hard. And honestly, the only way to learn is to fuck it up.
Yeah, you have to learn the hard way, unfortunately.
Failure has been the best learning method for me multiple times. And I hate to say it, but the only way I've learned a relationship with a loved one, the only way I've learned a relationship with a family member, the only way I've learned a relationship with an artist,
I agree.
The only way I've ever learned a relationship with myself, bro, is by fucking it up and doing the wrong thing multiple times and then taking note on that and then realizing, how can I fix that?
Yeah, I can relate to you on that so much.
How do I not let it get here ever again? How do I take the notes of what happened right there and try to address that to make sure that something like this would never happen to me again? And it's hard, and not everyone even does that step. That's step number one. Before you can fix anything, you got to at least realize the problem.
Learn to accept it, that it's,
You got to realize that there's a problem. You got to realize that this is not okay. How bro's treating, how you've been feeling. Something is not okay. Something's got to change. And addressing that problem at first step is the hardest thing.
It is. And it is the toughest one.
And it's the most empowering thing. Because once you learn how to do that,
it's all downhill, roller coaster, smooth sailing.
It makes it so much easier. Because anyone can change, and anyone can grow, and anyone can
100%,
learn, and anyone can get better. But until you accept that, you'll never do it.
No, 100%.
And that shit, bro, that was like, that's what happened to me with the beats. I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. When I first started recording people, I would get hella mad when they wouldn't use my beats. I would get frustrated because I'm recording in the garage, right? $10 an hour. Bro, I got hella free beats. I made all these today. Let me know which one you want to use. I scroll through 20 beats, and they're like, nah, I want to use this YouTube beat. And I would get hella angry, bro.
And it's understandable, and I understand it from your perspective, because you took your time to make that beat.
Yeah.
So it's like, I made you all this.
But I had to look at my shit unsubjectively, though.
I like that.
Because at first, I was just like, oh, my shit's hard because I made it. Nah, bro, fuck that. I don't care if you made the last 5 beats that were tough. Is this beat tough? Does that one sound like ass?
True.
You feel me? Like, and that's like, I had to really look at shit unsubjectively and like take everything at face value. And then like, even I had to like kind of like see like, all right, well, what kind of beats are they looking for? Oh, what are the artists? What are the style? What are the instruments they're using? Bro, that's really how I learned how to like make different types of beats, was recording people. Like that shit helped me so much. Like I'd be recording someone on a Suicide Boys type beat and then someone on a Shoreline Mafia type beat, 2 sessions after.
2 different sides too. Yeah.
But I'm listening to drum patterns. I'm listening to melodies. I'm listening to bass lines. I'm listening to the structure of the beat. I'm listening to the frequencies. I'm dissecting everything, right? Okay, all day long. Sometimes I'm not even making beats, but sometimes I'm just listening. Oh, I loved that drum pattern from here, and I loved this melody from here, and I'm picking shit. And I'm finding things that I like, and I'm finding my style. I'm figuring out what my production is even supposed to sound like. And it, bro... That took me so long. Unique, I appreciate that, bro. And it took me a long time to figure that out, but it's because my background of music. That's why I didn't like all the normal shit. I didn't want to just go straight hip hop or just straight rap, straight West Coast. Like, bro, my West Coast is so R&B. My, you know what I mean? Like half the time my West Coast shit is so R&B, like, and I love it. Yeah. Like, it's just like, and then even then, bro, like I play a lot of live guitar on my stuff. I play a lot of live bass. I play a lot of, like, I'll put a lot of live instruments in there to give it the soul aspect too. I play almost all the piano on every single one of my beats, to where it's like, it's really a piece of me in those beats. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just like throwing in a sample and cool, throw some drums on it, that's it. Yeah. Like, I'm really gonna build that shit from scratch.
And that's you expressing yourself through the beat. Through the beat itself. It's you might not be rapping on it, you might not be singing, but that's you right there in the background. That's you. That's your voice. That's your voice. Yeah.
Like, exactly. So, and like, it took me a long time to figure that out, and I realized that it was, because like I always hear like originality comes from all your influences being so blended together that you can't tell what from what. Right? So like, what is my originality and what are my influences? Like, my influences go, bro, I was in middle school listening to Mac Dre and AC/DC.
It's 2 different combos.
You
right
know
there.
What I
yeah,
mean?
It's 2 different combos.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, Led Zeppelin and Andre Nicotina and all this shit. Everything, bro. From here to there, from here to there, from here to there, all day. And I'm just going, what is my style? What do I want? Who am I supposed to be? What even, like, you know what I mean? And then, like, I had to figure out, like, oh, my style is a blend mix between, like, soul, jazz, blues, and hip-hop. And that's, like, what I love the most. When I can make a beat that makes me feel those 4 things,
that's
I'm, like,
fire right
in
there.
Love. And then when I can throw in West Coast, when I can throw in West Coast with soul, jazz, blues, and hip-hop and West Coast, I'm like jumping through the wall.
Oh,
that's
awesome.
My favorite type of beat. But it's like figuring that out. You know what I mean? Like, and it took me a long time to like learn that and like learn what the notes that I was actually getting interested in and like what the influences were actually, what they were actually drawing from me. What did I actually like from them? Like, oh, I like the lyrics from here. I like the melodies from there. I love, you know what I mean? And then like starting to pick that apart, bro. Like, it's, It's really cool. Honestly, it's an interesting thing. I think normally people do it subconsciously, but I think once you start like mapping it out, it really helps you get a grasp.
So is there any like honorable mentions from certain like songs or beats that you've made or for certain artists that you're like, oh, I remember this one specifically. This one, like, I liked it because of this reason. I mean, it's not to say like none of your one beat wasn't better than the other.
It's hard,
but there's
man.
honorable mentions. There's sometimes like, oh, I remember this one because this was like specifically this reason. Or
right. No, I think it's super hard. For me, it's always about the artist that I attract more to. Like when the artist gets on it, that's like, because like I'll have a beat that I'll have like it'll mean a lot to me, and then maybe that song will never like I have a song right now, for an example, one of my favorite 22 G-Fay Flashy B songs I've ever produced ever. It might not ever get released, and the beat I sampled the gospel choir. And I did some crazy shit, and I threw piano on top of it. And then they basically took that concept of what the gospel choir sung and then flipped it. But like, bro, that song is incredible. But like, that's kind of just like a song that I have that no one else can listen to. Like,
one of these days.
Really good, but it's just. But then there's other ones like a shout out the same artist Flashy B and 22 G-Fay, a song For a Minute I have out with them. That's one of my personal favorite songs of them. G-Fay hates that song. Every time I play for it, he goes, "Bro, I feel so uppity. Like, what the fuck was I doing?" He's like, "I'm sipping on codeine." He makes fun of himself every time he hears it. But like, the people loved it. Like, bro, that's one of my. It's literally one of my favorite songs. But like, it's funny though, like to see how these artists react to it. You know what I mean? Like, I was just talking to Beans the other day. We got a song with Phoenix Flexin', and he came in and brought it in, and it was on his last project. And then as he's recording it, he goes, "I hate this fucking song." I go, "What?" He goes, "I hate this fucking song." I was like, "Bro, shut the fuck up. What do you mean you hate this fucking song?" You know what I mean? But like, it's funny because we were talking about it in the podcast. He goes, "I still hate that fucking song, but it's doing the best out of all his songs." And I told him that from the get-go.
Did he ever say what he actually hated about it?
I think it was maybe just a personal thing with his flow, or like I think he liked it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he didn't like the, like he would have told me if he didn't like the beat or something. You know what I mean? But like, it was just funny. You know what I mean? Like, it's just funny how shit like that happens. You know what I mean? And it's just like. And like the people love that song. I love that song. That's, in my opinion, I think that song has the most amount of contrast. Because what I tried to do with that beat was completely contrast what they were talking about, right? So I try to put a happy-go-lucky beat with some hard-ass drums. Happy-go-lucky sample with some hard-ass drums, and then let them do them with those drums, but then that sample is contrasting them the whole time. And you just hear it, and it's like it's like a battle, but you like it. And that's what I loved about it. In my head, it felt like a moral battle.
I see, okay.
Of the sample and what they're rapping about. But I think that's what made it cool. You know what I mean?
No, it is unique. It's so unique when you put it like that. It really
and like,
is.
I think that's the kind of shit that makes it cool. Like, and I don't know, like, I don't know. Sometimes that's the cool thing about music is it's there to break the rules. It's never supposed to be right. Like, even when it comes to the best of the best musicians, right? Like, why do we remember them? Because they broke the rules and they set new ones. Beethoven did things that weren't supposed to be done. Mozart, all the best composers, they did shit that wasn't supposed to be done. Antonio Vivaldi, people were traveling miles. Bro, I heard of you know, back then they didn't have cars, so like for another composer to see a composer across the states, they had to do like month-long treks, like through snow,
it was by horse and shit
to go watch a show, to go watch someone perform, and then they would walk it back and maybe die on the way to watch that performance, because that's how much that shit meant to them. And we're so lucky nowadays, bro. It's crazy. And like, I know that was a really random thing to drag to, but like, bro, like that's really like the core love of music, and like that's how many people loved it back then. Like, you can count how many composers were really out there. You know what I mean? It was not many.
No, it was
like,
a handful.
And there's a reason why everyone does it now, because it's so accessible. But like, how many people would walk across the fucking country to go see you? Bro, I've almost died on a tour, and I would do it again. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm telling you right now, like just through some crazy shit. Like, bro, I went on a tour one time after I quit my band with this hip hop group, 30-day tour. We went from Arizona to Brooklyn in a day and a half. Day and a half, bro, nonstop driving. It was a fucking shuttle bus that we took all the seats out of the back. We put bunks.
Okay.
So there were 6 of us. So 4 people could sleep and 2 people were driving the whole time, and we never stopped for a day and a half.
Yeah, you're just switching the entire time.
Drove all the way through that shit. We did shows all the way through Brooklyn, through North Carolina, South Carolina. Bro, that was probably one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in my life in music. Just being able to see the world. You feel me? I loved it. But on that tour, I had like a crazy ass rash like that, like built right on just like my hands.
Yeah.
And it built and it built and it turned into like eczema. And then like we're sleeping in the bus a lot of the nights. We didn't have showers like that. Like for half the time we would just go to a Walmart and wash. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like people don't like, that's tour life. You feel me?
Yeah,
so
it
like,
happens.
Like that shit, like, and it was cold weather that I'm not used to out there. It was like when it was around like March. I was out there for my birthday. It was around March, so I'm not used to that type of weather out there, bro. Like, my skin was reacting crazy. By the time I got back, though, long story short, I had sepsis. I had, like, borderline sepsis.
Shit. Okay.
And I literally had to get rushed to the ER for 3 days, and I stayed in the ER for 3 days. And the girl literally told me that if I was on the road for another day,
you would have died.
I could have died. I literally could have died through this music shit. And I was performing every night, bro. I'm performing bass with the hip-hop group, and I'm performing guitar with the rapper who I fought to get on the stage. And that's the same fool who burned me, who I brought up earlier. But you feel me?
But
like,
no, I get you, though. You literally were willing to die for your craft, though. That's how devoted you were to it. And that shows the dedication.
And not would I hesitate 1 second if I could do another tour with the group I'm with right now and do it even the same way. Not even a hesitation I would do it, because I would be able to get our shit out there and everyone would be able to have the coolest experience, and I would take care of myself more and I would make sure something like that happened. But like, bro, the craziest thing was I was trying to take care of I was in Nashville, bro, in Tennessee. I paid $100 for this Uber to take me to urgent care, paid hella money for this urgent care. Bro, that bitch told me I had scabies, bro. And I'm trying to tell her, I've been on a bus.
You're like, I don't have fucking scabies.
I've been on a bus with the same 5 other people for 2.5 weeks already, and no one else has how the fuck would that even be possible?
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
And she ended up giving me shit that like made my shit way worse, bro. I ended up going to a dermatologist out here, and she was like, bro, that was basically poison for your skin. And I paid hella money to go do it. And I couldn't do nothing to fight it. Nope. That's just our fucking medical system, bro. Like, this shit is tough, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, this real life with the music shit, bro. Like, I've been beaten and battered with this shit, bro. And I'm telling y'all, like, the realest shit. And I'm not sugarcoating nothing, so y'all could, like, know that this shit doesn't happen overnight. You know what I mean? And, like, I know there's people out here that can resonate with, and whether it's music or anything, like, you have something that you love that much that you would be willing to fight that hard for. You feel me? And, like, that's where it all comes down to. You know what I mean? And, like, that's the type of shit that I try to be, like, no filters with this shit. Because a lot of people that went through a situation that I went through, bro, would not speak on it.
No. It's just hidden away forever.
They would never speak on that. They wouldn't speak on how this and how, nah, bro. That's the first tour. That's the artist's first tour. That's a real... What do you think we get, bro? We don't get no, like, a free shuttle bus with all the amenities and the shower built in, bro. What? Nah. Like, bro, this shit was even this studio, bro. Like, everything I built here, I built this background by hand.
I know. I wanted to ask you about that. I had an artist actually ask me to ask you about your studio build.
Yeah, man.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, man. I built so my dad's a carpenter.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so my dad real life builds houses. He does all that shit. He's been in construction. He's like an inspector right now for that, but he's all that. You feel me? I've seen him build shit for my house for a long time. So he actually helped me, like, the desks for the studios. We built all those desks, bro.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like, just straight from Home Depot, cutting the wood, painting everything.
Shaping and everything,
like,
yes, sir.
Same with these whole backgrounds. Same with all my sound panels that you've seen in all the rooms. Like, all the sound absorbing panels. I built every single one of them, bro. Like, just Hobby Lobby and Home Depot. Like, I literally built all this shit with my bare hands, bro.
See, and that's what I wanted to commemorate on that, because it's like, Yeah, I gotta give you your round of applause on your flowers to that, because it's like it's a lot of work, and it's like, oh, I didn't just buy everything already preset. It's like, you put your time, you crafted it the exact way you wanted it.
You feel me? Yeah,
and that's something to appreciate.
Yeah, man, it took a long time, and like and even with the studio, like I could have gone a lot of different routes. I could have gone an investor route. I could have gone a bank loan route. I haven't done none of that. I've built everything in here off of muscle and just teamwork, bro. Like,
see, that's something
like,
to be motivated by,
like,
right
that's
there.
where it gets crazy, is like people like be like, oh, well, how did he get in that position? Oh, he got handed this by his family. Like, bro, like, you heard it here. Like, my first computer I got from my homie. I didn't have money for nothing, bro. Like,
yes,
so
sir.
like everything in here I've had to build. Like,
every single
I'm used to it. You know what I mean? I was so used to it. By the time we were able to do it here, I was more than excited, because it was here.
No,
you know
I'm happy for. I'm
So,
genuinely happy for you that I'm seeing your vision come to life, and you're still so into your craft, and even happier every day. It's like, yeah, like you say, you're still a student of your class here, and it's phenomenal. I love that quote there. It's really nice, and for you to do that and be so devoted to it, that should show others, like, yeah, it might take time. It might take some time to get where you're at, but stay true to your craft, and it will shine.
Exactly. And as long as you do some shit that like feels good to you, you know what I mean? Like, that's the most important thing. Like, if you walk in feeling happy to be you every day, then you've already done it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Like, if you wake up
I
every day just ready to, I'm gonna be me the best I could be me today. You feel me? Like, that's it, man.
So, I wanted to, thank you for taking your time, honestly, out of your busy schedule, for being on this episode. And I'm very excited to, thank you, honestly. Thank you for being on this, and just to share the true talent of North County and everything from all over. Everybody is so phenomenal, like we talked about earlier. We got to make this that central point, instead of having just, folks in LA or folks in San Diego. Why not make it Oceanside, or make it North County here, where it's like we will have a middle point where it's going to be popping too. And you're right, we need celebrities too. We need big time artists. Like, why don't we have that? And we should be encouraging one another, sharing one another's music. It's not hard to go on Instagram. It's not hard to go on Snapchat and a quick share that takes 6 seconds, 5 seconds. It's not hard. It's not hard to share and show that love.
That shit's free.
It is.
It's free to support your homies.
It really is.
The community, like. People think that shit costs. Like, you don't got to go to the shows. You don't.
No.
I would love for you to pull up.
And that'd be awesome.
I understand not everyone could make it.
And it's understandable.
Like, the least, just comment, a little share on the story, like, listen to the song. Like,
yeah, even take the time to listen. At the very least,
you know what I mean? Like, that type of shit helps out so much. Like, share it to your homie. Like, yo, check out this song I listened to. I actually really like this. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
sir. Yes, sir.
That shit helps us out so much, bro. Like, we're still fighting every day to keep this shit growing, and we're still fighting every day to keep it pushing. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity, bro. There's people that go their entire lives not being able to get the type of opportunity that we're getting right here. And
true.
And I'm just grateful for it, and I'm trying to take every single second I get and use that up, bro, and not let that shit go for granted. So I appreciate you for pulling up, bro.
Thank you.
Making this shit happen, bro. Hell
yes, sir. So, like I said, thank you again, and I'm looking forward to being on your show.
Hell yeah.
So, looking to, being on my first podcast too, like on somebody else's podcast. This is pretty neat.
Yeah.
So, like I said, thank you so much for doing what you're doing too, and continue what you're doing for North County. You're doing amazing.
I appreciate it.
Keep it up, and like I said, I'm looking forward to just seeing this world shine, especially us. Like, we deserve it. You deserve that spotlight too. You've worked so hard to get where you're at, so you truly deserve your flowers, man. And like I said, thank you so much for being on the show. So I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for being on Around the Loop.
Yeah, shout out Around the Loop, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That's a wrap.
Minutes I won't tell on you, yeah. It's your choice that you out of pocket, it's not on me. Take it up with your folks. Take it to a private location, no, you ain't been here, G. Yeah, we know who really burning down this motherfucker, trying to bump something, just having fun. Ooh, yeah. I'm one of the ones really trying to bump something, I'm one just having fun. Trying to bump one really on something, I'm one just having fun. I knew she ain't come ready to work cause her leggings weren't big enough. Ooh, yeah. Sound like a ring camera notification, hold my pieces up. Yeah. Ooh, it sound like some money over there. Ooh, you pinging, huh? Ooh, yeah. I'm trying to have a topless brunch on an island with all feet on it. I'm trying to line up 5 foot till I'm bringing more than European. I think I want to hold down with a jank baby emblem on it. Nigga, picture me on a yacht with a jank baby emblem on it. A jank baby's for silent. I I welcome you to First Island. A chain babies First Island. Welcome you to a First Island. A chain babies First Island. I welcome you to First Island. A chain babies First Island. Welcome you to a First Island. Yeah, me and my thugs on this motherfucker catching a whole lot of catfish on this motherfucker. Yeah, all about the Benjamins, baby. Yeah, bringing a big bag, baby. Yeah.